Hello, everyone. Welcome to new Federal State of China English program Fringe. Today's episode is 491, nearly 500. Hey, today is Tuesday, July the 18th, 2023. I'm Julia, and my co-host today is Jairus. Jairus, please.
Hello, Julia. It's so wonderful
Hello.
to be on the show with Julia again. We probably have one or two shows together. One's news talk, this is French. We love to talk with Julia about the current events. Hope
Wow.
we can
Yeah.
have more like sparks today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jairus. It's like, I just, before the program, I shared with Jairus, I said, when I joined the DC farm, Himalaya farm, my friend suggests I do program with Jairus because Jairus is one of the best. And also, he's a Christian. And from then on, I had a dream to, have a program with Jairus. But now I have
The dream came
my
true.
dream. Yeah,
Yeah,
every
for both of us. Yeah.
three dreams coming
Yeah.
true. Thank you so very much. Yeah, I love to chat with Jairus as well. He's deep thinking, and today we're going to talk. Our program is talking about heavy topics because it's inevitable. Because Miles Gore is still in prison, and it's already over 4 months, and he's innocent, but he's heavy-handed. So today we talk about the prison. And before we talk about the prison in China, I'd like to talk about a movie. I think everyone knows about it. It's 1984, right? 19, 19, sorry, 1890, sorry, 1984, sorry, 1984. Sorry, yeah, it's a great novelist. It's also a great movie. And the main character we know already, Winston Smith, he is against, he was against totalitarian. And he was brave, but with the long story short, with the torture in prison when he was caught, with the torture, especially with the increasing of the high volume electric acupuncture from level 1 to level 3, levels 5 to eventually, I can't remember level 7 or level 9. Eventually, he gave in. He said, yes, 2 plus 2 equals to 5. Before that, he always said 4, and then the torture was heavier and heavier. Actually, that was exactly what happened in one of the prisons in China. We would like to ask our director to show the video, please. Thank you.
This man was actually supporting the Tiananmen Square, the June 1989 June 4th student movement, and he's a dissident held at Beijing Ancon Institute, which is a public security bureau run a psychiatric prison since June 1992, for unfurling a pro-democracy banner in Tiananmen Square in 1989. Okay, so these are the heroes, and these are the pro-democracy seekers, but these are their consequences. Miles Guo mentioned, when he was in China for the 22 months imprisonment, he witnessed 60 plus of them. The prisoner of conscience being executed in front of him. Okay, so this guy, although he was not executed, but he was sent into psychiatric hospital, being tortured. Okay, so and then this is June 1992. So these are the report. If you scan the QR code, you will read what has been put together by the Human Rights Watcher. So these are real stories. And then I want to just give you a taste of what he says. He witnesses. He basically shared. He now lives in Germany. Okay, he was rescued after 13 years. He was released basically because of the international community's pressures and his wife's and son's efforts. And so witness testimony from him. Almost every week, and sometimes several times a week, the staff would punish difficult for stubborn patients by trying them to a bed by tying them to a bed and administering painful high level of electronic acupuncture treatment. I don't know how many of you read 1984 or watched the movie 1984. That's exactly how the main actor Winston has been tortured. They were being electrocuted, right? So this is electrical acupuncture treatments, okay? They throw an acupuncture in there. As the other patients on the ward were ordered to watch the punishment being administered. So they want the patients to watch. They wanted you to witness terror. They want you to be terrified. That's why they're so cruel, ask everybody to watch. To those patients who become physically desensitized after frequent punishment of this kind, the staff would rapidly alternate between low and high electronic currents. According to Wang, this method was as painful as prolonged exposure to a high current. And he once personally witnessed an inmate dying from a heart attack while being punished in this way.
Okay, this beautiful lady in the video is Ava, our is a very brave, very talented fellow fighter. He described the dissident in the CCP regime who was, he participated in the student movement in Tiananmen Square in 1989, and he was put in prison. He was put in the psychiatric prison managed by the CCP, had been tortured for 13 years. And after, being released, being, rescued, he had the opportunity to talk about this experience. And when we talk about these, there are many things that appear in our mind. One of the things was Mao Guo. Mao Guo was put into prison for 22 months. Exactly the same reason. He sold his motorbike. He supported the student movement by donating the money of selling the motorbike. And eventually he was sentenced to death, I remember. But it was a miracle. He was saved. And eventually he not only talked about his torture like this man who was in the prison for 13 years, he actually held the movement, not like Tiananmen Square movement, exactly like that, but it's much bigger, huge, it's international, globally. And we have 600,000 people following him, but he's still in prison. Yeah. And one thing I feel that he's fortunate is he is not in the prison in China. Otherwise, he would be silenced forever. He's in the federal prison in America, but still, this is not right. I don't know what to say. I can't imagine this happened in America. The system that we always think is fair, is equal, that allows freedom of speech, but it's getting closer and closer to the prison in the CCP. Yeah, I'd like pass it to Jairus to let us listen to what he has to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia, for bringing this topic. I have a lot of respect to the Chinese dissidents who were put into Chinese prison. Before the program, we talked about there are some bad apples who use or who could take advantage of the Chinese democratic movement or Tiananmen Square massacre to gain their own interest. But I think there are a small number of people. There are majority of a number of people were put in prison or killed. They will never have their voice. Even we heard from Mao Guo, when he was in prison, he saw how many? Several dozen people got executed before his own eyes, right? That's how many people. Even this gentleman called Wang, he was put into a psychiatric hospital for 13 years without any psychiatric problem. He does not have a mental disorder. But I was reading online in Chinese. The policeman gave him a diagnosis saying, you are political paranoid. basically you are trying to take down the Chinese Communist Party, reform China, make China a democratic nation. So you have a paranoid, you're thinking out of reality. This reality in China is one party, one party, one leader, one system. That's a true story. When I was in China, one of the friends who was working within the system, he told me sincerely, he said, in your life, in my life, nobody can take down the CCP. He told me this. What I said was sincere because he did not like CCP, not like he was supporting CCP. He was just disappointed. He did not see any possibility, any chance to fight against CCP. He lost hope. He said it's impossible. Then he tried to convince me, like what Mel School said about one movie director. He tried to convince me, do not waste your time. Actually, I was not involved in this democratic movement, but he was just trying to be a friend. He said, do not waste time to take down Chinese Communist Party, but be a quote unquote smart guy to take advantage of the system, take advantage of the one party system. So when I say this, so when Wang Wanxing was put into psychiatric hospital, some of the policemen probably believe this in sincerity. Hey, I don't think they want to support CCP, but they don't see the hope. So they just try to get along with the system. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if he get electrified with the acupuncture, but I once was having treatment with acupuncture. The acupuncturist did the same thing, put the electricity, but very gentle on my body. But he somehow miscalculated. He turned out a little bit more. Oh, I found I couldn't take it anymore. Wow! I said, no, you have to stop. Even gentle, a little bit of electricity will help your body to get healed. If too much, I don't know. People can take it. So I have to say, I have a lot of respect for those people who gone through persecution and physical torture, even Mao School. But just like Mao, he never kneel down. He never give in. I say probably my physical body is not built up like that. So I'm thankful God did not give me that trial. But I just do want to show many respect for him. One more thing. So maybe he experienced this later on, but one of the article about Wang Wanxing that's 2005. It's a long time ago. Well, he was just released. He recalled in the interview. He said in the 13 years, he saw two fellow patients were one died by electrified, another died by force feeding through the nose. But he said he was relatively having a good treatment. He can listen to the radio. He can read book. He has certain freedom of to walk around. He even said he did not get a lot of physical torture, even forcing medicine on her, electrified. He said this. So many policemen, that many police or the hospital did not want to take him, this kind of patients, but they had to go along with the government because they call him political paranoid. That's something probably only China has. So I'll share this story. Whether he personally get that torture, but there are many other people who got the torture. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so very much when you share about the feeling, the acupuncture. And I was thinking the same thing. I'm not just saying this in front of the camera. I don't want to say it, but we are getting here. So I'd like to share my feeling about that. Sometimes I was imagining if I got caught, because, you have to prepare for all these kind of things. I once talked with my children and also talked with my husband. And my older son was very concerned. He said, "Mom, you got to be very, very careful." I said, "Yes, we have to, but but there are other things that we have to be more careful. That is our living environment, this society." So I was thinking, if I was tortured, in that kind of situation, high voltage of microphone. I do not know what will happen to me, but I prepare in my heart, I will endure. I will endure. Yeah. For one thing, when Jairus was talking, one thing was appearing in my mind. That's why I said I like to chat with Jairus. He inspires me to think deeper. The thing is, actually in China, many people, especially from the top levels of the totalitarian, don't believe in CCP, even though they are a member of it. They are inside the picture, but they don't believe. They know this is wrong, because they've been to the outside world. They have their children outside, in the democratic countries to study, and they visit those countries, and they know what life should be, how life should be treated. So they don't believe in this, but they say they have to cooperate or to compromise themselves, to behave like that, because they want to get the most benefit from the system. I think Mao School mentioned even which one, like Wang Qishan or somebody else. He said he doesn't believe in the CCP, the totalitarian system at all. But he said, I'm in the system. I have to take, not Wang Qishan, someone very top leader. I think some foreign minister or something. Yeah. So maybe Jairus knows about that. Anyway, many of them don't believe in the system because they want to make the most of it. And also they are afraid because CCP is so rich, so evil, and, they can do whatever. So they are afraid of this system. But if somebody can, eliminate this system, I think these people will be happy and they will become, go back to their nature. They are good people as well. So I believe, God sent Mao School to us for a reason. He is the one who got the courage, to fight with the system and to be smart, to be organized. He's, invented so many things, including currency. So eventually he said, we will win before 2025. Yeah, I pass it to Jairus again to maybe add up some, and he will introduce the second topic he introduced for us. Thank you.
Yeah, what Julia shared also inspired me too. You inspired me a story from the Bible, Hebrews 11, chapter 11 and chapter 12. We call the hall of witness. Basically, is when the saints are like in the Old Testament or New Testament, like Moses or even all the witness, they finished their course, but they did not get their reward. Hebrew 11 says, because of us, because they are waiting us to finish the course. I was talking on the morning Bible study show today. So we're talking about this as well. So basically, what we are doing is the relay game. So I was talking about how Paul picked up the baton from Stephen when Stephen died martyred, and Saul got affected, changed the person, changed to a different person. Of course, because on the one hand, the testimony of Stephen martyr, on the other hand, Jesus' appearance to him. I said, you have to have Stephen's martyr testimony before God can change his heart. That's very crucial. So what Stephen finished will definitely will be inherited by what Paul will be doing, because they are doing like a relay games. So why Jesus stood up by the stand by God in heaven, because he was watching a game. He was watching how the baton was passed through Stephen to Paul. So in the very beginning, I was talking about not everybody in the democracy movement is a scumbag. Only a small number of people, they just took advantage of this and use it for their own gain. Like people who Wang Wanxing, they are not well known. They suffer a lot. They didn't get fame, didn't get money. They suffer for the cost of the Chinese democracy. Even we know Liu Xiaobo was one of the leaders in democratic movement. Mao School had a huge respect for Liu Xiaobo, right? He was when he started to whistleblower, he used the story of Liu Xiaobo. We cannot have another Liu Xiaobo again, because he said we have to do what Liu Xiaobo did not finish. We have to do this as a remembrance of Liu Xiaobo. So that's why I'm using the story in the Bible, Hebrew 11, Hebrew 12. So what people suffer, whether those people who got persecuted before the eyes of Mao School, or what Liu Xiaobo suffered, according to Mao School, Liu Xiaobo probably was injected something, so cause liver cancer. Is not probably not natural means. So they want to die because they don't want he become an influential person to arouse a political movement, right? So they can do that to him. So whether Liu Xiaobo, whether Wang Wanxing, whether many unknown person who got persecuted, electrified, killed in the Chinese prison, they are part of the cause. They finished their relay. They finished their race. They passed the baton to new federal state of China. So today, why we were talking about Julia, she has a busy day today. She will sit here for 6-7 hours to do live show today. Why? Why she has the gut, courage? Why she has the power to sustain her to do this? Because there's so many people who have gone through us. They did not get their reward. They did not finish their course. But new federal state, fellow federals in the new federal state China, we are taking this baton. This baton is so heavy with the blood of the martyrs. So we have to carry this baton, like Paul carried this baton from the martyrdom of Stephen, and carry out to gospel as Europe. We have to carry this baton, finish what Liu Xiaobo, Wang Wanxing, they did not finish. The anointing is on us from God at the new federal state of China, at the fellow federals. So I just pray Julia, she has 7 hours, 8 hours hard work for nonstop live broadcasting and editing. I'll pray the grace of the Lord will sustain her to finish the course, because what she is doing right now is finishing what Wang Wanxing or many other people who died in psychiatric hospital or who died in Chinese prison, they could not do. They were probably, some are Christians. They are in glory. They are witnessing. They are onlooking to watching what the fellow fighters in new federal state of China doing in the cloud. They are the cloud of witness. They are saying, no, cheer up. Yeah, by 2025, you're going to take down the Chinese Communist Party. China will become a democratic nation. a nation who worship God, who has a freedom of religion, freedom of liberty, one person, one vote. We're gonna have a 1,000-year peace treaty with the West. There's no major war. Then China will lead the nation in the East to worship God. And America will be revived, will lead the nation in the West to worship God. China and America will work together hand by hand to become the chief nations, to bring peace to the world, to bring the kingdom of God further and further. So that is what God is doing right now through New Federal State of China. It's so true, it's powerful. So I just pray the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with Julia, because she will be having a long day. I never seen a hard-working person like Julia in Whistleblower Movement, 7 hours broadcasting nonstop. This is your first show, right? We have your first love. This is your first show of your morning in Australia.
Yeah. I'm so empowered. Thank you so much, Jairus. That's why, when I joined the farm, my friend said you got to do a program with Jairus, because she knows I can get inspiration from you, and we can do a better program. So thank you so very much. So many things to do, but time is limited. Can we please go to the second topic that you prepared for us?
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is totally different. So, like Wang Wenxing, he's the person who has the principle. I will not cooperate with the government. I will not cooperate with CCP. So he suffered 13 years in psychiatric hospital with a head political paranoid. But now we have another person, Qin Gang, who was the opportunist. That's many Chinese communist member. They are opportunists. They don't believe communism. They don't believe anything. They just want to be opportunists to take advantage of CCP to have their own gain. They are not loyal to CCP. They are not loyal to the party. They are not loyal to the Xi Jinping, but they want to have their own concubine and a private child. Let's see CCP's ambassador to the United States. Welcome, Qin Gang. Let's play his video. Let's play Qin Gang's video. See how he has enjoyed his time.
Do you have any update on the health of Foreign Minister Qin Gang? And is there any meaning to the fact that your statement yesterday about him being sick was removed from the transcript put out by MOFA later in the day? Thank you.
Could you repeat your question, please?
Do you have an update about the health and the condition of Foreign Minister Qin Gang? And I noticed that your statement yesterday that he was unwell was missing from the Chinese and English transcripts of yesterday's press conference. Does that mean anything? Have you withdrawn that statement that he is ill? Thank you.
首先我要纠正你的一点是，我们从来没有说我们发布的是叫记者会实录，你可以仔细的查阅。你提的这个问题啊，我们也多次做过回答。彭博社的记者在我们的记者会上多次提过问题，我看到你们也并没有把你们提的问题和我们的答复都加以报道。就如你们的报道什么由你们来定一样，我们发布的内容由我们来定，这也没有什么可奇怪的地方。下一个问题。
Sorry, I didn't hear an answer to my first question about the health of the Foreign Minister. Do you have any update on his health and his condition? Thank you.
我昨天已经介绍过相关情况。下一个问题。
I always have a sympathy toward women and kids, so we don't want to use this opportunity to attack the baby, and even the lady. She may be tricked. So, but the Qinggang, he's the CCP's current ambassador to the United States, America. According to Mao Squa's intel earlier, he almost became the son-in-law of Xi Jinping. So there's many speculation that why he got into trouble, because many people, the top Chinese official like Zhang Gaoli, they all had their affair, but they did not get exposed or had nothing to do with their political career. They can bribe the lady or give them a large amount of money to silence them. But there's some speculation saying there are many different speculations that we can talk about. But one of the speculation is because Qinggang was almost to be the son-in-law of Xi Jinping. So this, in Chinese culture, they did not give Xi Jinping a good face. So he's probably embarrassed. Maybe he had a close relationship with Xi Jinping's daughter, according to the intel. So he had also, Mao said, he also divorced to try to get married to marry Xi Jinping's daughter, but it did not come true. So they dumped him. Now he gonna be dumped forever this time, for real. So I don't want to attack the baby and the lady. Yeah, but I'll just say, as CCP's top official leader, many of them are opportunists. They don't believe anything. They don't have any faith. They just want to use the opportunity to gain power, a woman, illegitimate child, many child. If because one child policy, many of them, they only have a girl. They want to have a boy, right? That's what they are doing. It's very traditional Chinese, thinking, mode of thinking. So I'll pass the mic to Julia to share your comments, and we can talk more about this. Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, thank you, thank you, Jairus. This is the topic you have introduced. It's very new, and also of great interest. It's like in China, the search for where Qinggang is or Gangqin is surpassing all the other topics. Hot topic. Yeah. So where is he? And from the press conference, it's very funny. It's very actually not funny. It's very telling. The spokesperson of the foreign ministry, right? That what's his name? I forgot. Yeah, he actually, I think his English is good because we could hear him speaking, right? But you say he was trying to ask them a question that was very obvious and that he understood. But he asked the questions again. Why? Because he wanted to buy some time. And from the comments, flying over, over the video, it was funny. It was funny. People says, where? Please tell me, where is he? Which page says where he is? Tell me, audience. Tell me the team, and people, just make fun of this spokesperson. There was no respect for them because it tells people that these, officials or top officials, if you can climb to the top, you have to be, what's the word? You don't know what shame is. Shameless. You have to be shameless to climb higher and higher. And many top officials said, Gang Qin, this gentleman in the picture, he actually climb to the social climb, top of the social climb to the ladder too fast that he aroused the attention of his rival. rival. Some people were not happy with that, and this reflects the the core of what was happening in the CCP now. It's like fighting, a rivalry in the top of the CCP. They are not united. They're fighting very top, and the top. This is the top. Top leaders, right? And at the very bottom, it's a pyramid, right? At the very top bottom of the population in China, it was the grassroots people, and they don't know anything. They just try to, survive each day and every day, one day after another. They told me, and my friend there said, I don't want to think about the next day. I just want to focus on today. And that's my sign this moment, because it's unpredictable and also very cool. You can't think too much, otherwise you will lose your courage to leave. So people numb. And according to the love affair or whatever, I think it's so common in China. Even I don't want to mention the name anymore. Maybe it's not the right time. It's a very, very top one. They got their illegitimate son as well. And this Qinggang, actually, people got, pictures showing he not only has affair with this lady, who is very, very famous as well. She's a Phoenix TV host at this moment, but she got education in America in one of the colleagues. I forgot it. The university in the garden of the university, they named the garden after her name. So she was really actually brilliant, but probably she really loves this Gang Qin, this foreign minister. Even Xi Jinping's daughter liked him, right? So they got a child together now. I don't know if this is his only illegitimate son, a child, or one of the many. But for top officials, they have dozens of illegitimate children. And we know one of them, very, very famous, notorious, was Meng Jianzhu's son, Zhou Lo. He lived in, I think now he's still, I don't know. He lived in Malaysia for so long time, and he, cheated the American government, Malaysian government, and got very, very rich, and he bribed those people in the top officials, and even the Hollywood superstars, and also bought those sellouts in America to try to, send Mao School back to CCP. If it was successful, Mao School wouldn't be existing in this world now. So these illegitimate children, they are actually doing very nice, what's the word? Distracting work for humanity. They are not building up society, and they are even, giving a wrong images to ordinary people, grassroots people. That they not only live luxury life, they also, damage the society. And this is the lady. Her name is Fu Xiaotian. I'm poor with the name. She was the lover of Gang Qin, and because of this, this has been released. And Xi Jinping knew that, and that was the reason probably that we don't know the answer where Gang Qin is. Probably in prison, who knows? Maybe not far from the prison, approaching the prisons. Hopefully, he will not get the torture, the high voltage of acupuncture. Okay, back to you, Terence.
Yes. Just want to correct my misspoke something. Yeah, he was the former former ambassador to the United States, now current foreign minister. Yeah, that's very interesting. Because our time is almost up, I just wanted to say a few words to those people who work inside the Chinese system. You have to learn from this lesson. You don't become an opportunist, but learn from like Wang Wanxing. Even he suffered, but you don't know, because God eventually will judge us based on what we do in our life. Maybe Wang Wanxing, he will receive eternal life. I don't know. I don't know about him. You see, he received the glory and honor from men, but now just earlier, what Julia said earlier, he climbed ladder so fast and he fall down big. So we have to be true to who we are as a human being. We cannot be an opportunist. That will eventually will kill us. We cannot even, you say, oh, I'm just taking advantage of Chinese Communist Party to have a personal gain. No, you have to stop it. You have to stand on the side of the new federal state of China. Even like Julia said, personally, temporarily, we face persecution. We pay the price, but eventually we'll receive a reward from God. We will receive the remembrance from our children to come. They will say, my parents, my grandparents, they paid a high price. They took down the CCP, so we can live in freedom today. Or they will say, oh, my parents or my grandparents that used to be one in the system, he was one of the opportunists, but now he changed. He stood up to fight against CCP. You can give us intel. You can help us to, when you can have mercy on the fellow fighters, on the people, to the people you encounter, right? So you have to do this, because eventually you will receive your own reward. Because of time now, we have to finish our show. We thanks our director Hong Liu, and thanks to Julia again.
Thank you.
We hope to see you all next time.
Yeah, thank you. See you next time.
Bye-bye.